Easy, easy. Lots of water on the track. Get the bike standing up. Brake. Do my turn. Tight exit. Stand it up. Bike is straight up and down. Just getting a good exit. Just getting a better exit. Oh shit! What the fuck is going on? What is going on with my trash control? It's like it's not working. I don't know. That rear tire is not working. Turn that traction control down. Go up. I was just looking at my controls, lost my line.
GP suspension. So Woodcraft clip-ons. It's a two-piece design, so the idea is you don't have to take it all off. And they're going to go this way. I don't know if it matters. But, you clip on your handlebar replacement right here, easy to go. That's the idea. You break your handlebars and you replace the bar. And of course, we pre-drill for the throttle. And you can adjust the position up or down, left or right. You're not stuck with the OEM, which is like one position that locks in with a hole. So we got rid of that completely. So put this back in here. It's going to be, you know, somewhere distant. I like lots of leverage on my stuff, so I usually have it pretty far out. More leverage, more forward than other riders. A lot of people have it so close. I like it more dirt bike style out, more push and pull. You know, the further your arms are out, you got more strength. Then back here, you don't have so much, you know. And of course, lower. I like to be a little lower, you know. So I don't want them up here. I want to be like more comfortable. So I lower it down, you know, a certain distance that I'll pick and go from there, like 5 or like 6, 7 millimeters. And I tighten the inside ones up, pivot it around, and now we're just gonna give these guys a little on the outside, and we'll find our spots. So I've just starting to screw this thing in here into the thread, and then it's got to come through the hole and into the bottom of this. So I'll have to line that up here once I get through the top.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the project continues. Just trying to find time to eat my cereal. So, Dominator coolant boost from Amswell. This is what we're using. It's going to be mixed with distilled water. Now you can use tap water with this product. The best of the best is obviously using distilled, so that's what we're doing today. But in the past, I've always used tap water, never took the effort. And anyways, it's 2 ounces per quart of tap water. So I got a 4 liter of distilled water, so 2, 4, 6, 8 to 8.5 ounces. So Marianne's not going to like this, but I'm grabbing this from the kitchen. So we're going to measure out to fill the whole thing up after I dump a little out. So we got, that was 4. Oh, just enough in this bottle left over. There's 8. Alright. Verify what it's setting in. In straight water application, add 2 flowing ounces of coolant boost per quart of tap water. Alright, so we might need a little bit more for the gallon, but I'll just empty some of this out. In fact, this is empty antifreeze from Amsoil. They're propylene glycol, and I could just put it all in here so I have it for transport. How is there some dirt in there though? Interesting. And we'll just pour it in there. I'll be back. Let me clean that out. Alright, we're back. So I'm just going to fill this container up, which is a gallon, and with the distilled water. But not all the way. I want to just do a gallon and then a little less than a gallon for that. And at this point, let's make sure that 8 ounces will fit in there. And then finish off the rest with this until it's full. So now, it's going to go into the bike. So everything's sealed, everything should be good. And then we can start the bike up and make sure the oil level is correct as well. So now that I got coolant in there, cap is still off. There's oil. I can start it up so I can check this stuff. I'm going to top up the coolant. Oh, it didn't need much. Okay, now I need to extend this because with the Woodcraft clip-ons, it won't bolt up into the original position. This just needs to be, the hose needs to be like an inch or two longer. And I'm going to switch it for a clear hose or a, same as this silicone hose on the coolant lines. So let's get the hose off and not make a mess. Move that clip. Try to whizzle it off. Maybe a little bit of silicone spray, right? So whizzle it off now. There we go. Huge difference with the silicone spray. Okay, so brake fluid, don't get everywhere. I'm going to contain it in this bottle here, like that. Leave it upside down, it won't spill out. Now I'll get my longer tube. Smaller on the Brembo ones. Otherwise, I was going to go with this tube. Maybe that'll work better for now. Yeah, it fits over easier. And that way, it'll just be like that up to there. A little stronger anyways. But I don't think that one's quite long enough for what I want. So I'm going to cut another one similar to find my length. Go extra long to start with. Okay, I got it just plunged in. We're going to use zip ties after. So next step is just, we'll see if this is too long or not. Of course, we're going to get some air in the system. We'll have to bleed it after. So simply put, that is going to go up to like that. The handlebar will be like that. So that's pretty much nailed it. You don't want to kink it, and
And that way I can move my handlebars lower, in or out. That's pretty sweet right there. You can see that very well. Just like that. If I went a little shorter, it would come in a little tighter. I'm already cut up. I could go just a tiny shorter if I wanted to, but that's pretty good. Okay, I got my Pro Bolt, and I rip her in there. I got my I got anti-seize already on it. And I put my little red zip ties. Unfortunately I ran out of blue ones that would have been cooler, better looking, but always be replaced later. Now, if anyone has a question to the going from a metal clip to this, I can tell you if this thing comes off without the zip tie, it's like a good pull off. You're crashed, I can tell you anyways. And so you don't have to worry about like these, and then these are just extra on top of that, just the stiffness of pulling off the tube. You could double up on them if you're concerned about it coming off for some reason, but I've never seen that come off unless you crash and it rips the handlebar off, and you're gonna have a lot worse problems at that point. Okay, so I got them nice and snug, and we'll cut them off. So when the camera went dead, I'm always battling with the battery here, so much filming. I just kind of set this all up. So now let's do it and finish her off here. I already got the clip-on base on. Run this through this tube. Again, this is the one that we screw it through. Look for it, find the hole, put your little bolt through. This is what's going to hold the handlebar steady. Okay, so I got it in, it went right through, it was perfect. Just got to think about how I want these cords. This should be on like that. This will be like that. Temporarily. And there you go. And now the next step, if I stop dropping tools, would be to, orient bars when you're on the bike and figure out how much drop I want. Typically I'm going to go the width of 5mm, the same one I use for this, and that means it'll fit when it's fat faced, just underneath. And then I'll mark my angle on the back of the triple with a marker, and then I always have my spots, and when I adjust out I know where I adjusted to and how far. The other thing I'm doing right now is with the clutch perch, I have the map switch, you can see right here. A map switch for the power commander so I can switch maps on the fly. So I had to get a longer bolt, and it'll fit through just fine. And then I have 1-2 switch. Wish there was a triple map switch, or 2 switches maybe would work. It'd be nice to have even more, but no big deal. Notice how it's just above that. Drop her down a little bit. Sticking a little far out. I've actually got a different lever to switch later on when I find some time. This beautiful HP one. So maybe I should be doing that soon. I like how it's a little shorter. This thing is way too long, especially if I want to run some protection here. And from Radguard Australia, sending me brake and clutch guards. I never usually do the clutch guard, but for saving your handlebar and sliding instead of braking and protecting your grip and stuff, it might be worthwhile actually. Thinking about it, yeah, so that would be that very, very nice, very expensive part that Morilix bought me last year and never got a chance to put on the bike. I got a tip for you guys. So this clutch switch, it's got 2 of them. There's 2 actual clickers as opposed to the old bike. 1 click right there. So it just shows you that you're engaging the clutch, which allows you to use the quick shifter or not, probably. And then there's the other one right there, very far stroke, which probably allows you to use the launch control, whether it knows to engage it or not. I don't know, but those are what they are. and I had a failure at Willow where my quick shifter quit working, and I thought it was the quick shifter. I wasted all the races in my day. And after talking with BMW in North America to their tech guy, he came up with, check your clutch switch.
Not that fast. The quick shifter acting up still.
And it turns out the little screws, I mean, we're talking little tiny Torx. A Torx is as small as this one. What was it? A T6 was loose. So the whole thing loosened up and the switch would kind of intermittently work. Barely not. So last year I tightened them up and then I put some shoe glue. This time I'm going to grab some Gorilla Tape. I tightened them up already again just to make sure. Take a little piece of Gorilla Tape, because shoe glue is just messy, and this will prevent it from losing the bolt and hopefully backing out as well. Oh, is this too big? It's just a tiny little strip. Tiniest of tiny. So this is a good tip. I recommend you do this as well if you're racing or doing anything with the BMW that's track day oriented. You don't want to have an issue. Just, of course, the most important thing is just to check that screw. Anyways, that's tip of the day. Tip of the day.